Hello, dear folks. Welcome once again to the show talking about the legalization of same-sex marriage. As you've heard in the past week or past weeks for several times, this show brought that as a topic. It is a topic because it's a big subject. Lots of people take it so lightly, but me here on this show, I take it so heavy. As heavy as that it can, almost breaking my heart. So joining me today talking about the heartbreaking issue is my good friend, Mr. Drexel Smith. And even though he is an expert of energy, to be more specific, in nuclear energy, he's still good about, giving some comments about the social aspect, right? Especially moral issues such as this one. I believe he's qualified looking at his age. I'm not talking about your age, I'm about your color of your hair, though. Oh. As a matter of fact, you can dye it. you could have done that, right? So, welcome to the show.
I'm always on.
Drexel, right? So, of course, I don't have to brief you about the situation because everybody on the global Earth knows about it already.
Yes, so, and we did a previous show on this.
Yeah, topic. Sure. And what's your comment once again about this hardcore issue?
Jack, I've almost given up.
You always what?
Almost given up.
Almost given up. Okay.
I'm feeling tired of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't changed my opinion that I shared in the last show.
All right.
My opinion is I don't care what consenting adults do.
Mm-hmm.
And to repeat my previous quote.
Yep, go ahead.
Two consenting adults, they can do whatever they wish as long as they don't hurt each other or scare the horses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know that. Including sheeps.
But that said, I believe strongly that marriage should be between a man and a woman.
All right.
However, the gay community has made incredible strides wanting to gain acceptance, wanting all of the same privileges as two traditional male-female marriages. And the courts, one by one, have fallen in their favor. And this week, I'm sure you saw that even in Rome, the Catholic Church is beginning to revisit the acceptance and the welcomeness of gays. I almost feel like with so many challenges in the world today,
all right,
I am almost tiring of this topic.
All right.
It's not the priority for me. I worry about this growing Ebola. I worry about the conflicts around the world that we can't seem to deal with. I don't feel the love of the gay community.
All right.
But they've certainly gained the issue around the world and certainly in the United States of wanting acceptance, and at least the courts have chosen to go on their side.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Thank you for your above statement, which exactly speaks out of the mind of some people. At least what we're talking about, there are still 20 states did not go for it at this moment. At least we can say so far so good right now. This is point number one. Point number two, we must clarify that we are not talking about the sexuality of a gay community, which is quite okay with me. Like you said, you don't have any problem with any consenting adult choosing whatever they want to do, right? The thing is that we are, once again, we want to emphasize to our audiences, we're talking about the legalization process. We're talking about statute of the whole world marriage. That is concerned, right? So now you seem to have, you told me that you almost given up, right? And you are not giving up right now. You haven't given up yet. You are almost there, right? Me, I'm still not giving up, and I don't think I will give up. There will be no chance I have given up anything on this one, as long as there's a chance. Unless the law says, the law sometime in the future will say to forbid the talk about it, even talking about it is illegal, then I'll acquiesce at that moment.
Then I would stand up even taller.
Oh, I thought you will
because
commit.
I will protect your rights forever.
I
to
see.
talk
I
about
thought
any
you.
subject.
I thought you will commit suicide. You will not.
Seppuku.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, Jack. You know, in some respects, we become a bit of a victim over this society full of laws. You know, 150 years ago, we had few laws on the books, and people did what they did, and a lot of people didn't pay attention.
We still survived.
And we did okay. But as time went on, and more people, we become this society with laws. So part of the argument, now I'm going to take the gay community's argument. Part of the argument is that we have put so many laws in place that give rights to a spouse.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. All right.
Let's take the classic example of a spouse that is terminally ill in a hospital, and only visitation can be by a spouse.
All right.
In the emergency center.
And the decision of the unplugging is up to in the hands of the spouse.
Another point.
Yeah.
So we have created all of these laws giving rights to the spouse. So the gay community says, I want those same rights.
All right.
I have been with this partner for all my life, 20 years, and now I'm denied access. I'm denied this, I'm denied that, because the laws only speak to a spouse. So I think what we haven't come to grips with is the legality of, quote, marriage versus the legality of a civil union.
You're right. Okay. All right.
I personally would feel a little more comfortable if we could redefine what a civil union's authority is in the rule book and still leave marriage an institution that's separate. I regret that I think that we have blended this almost to be homogeneous, so it's very hard to separate.
Sure.
Very hard to separate the union from the legal marriage piece.
I see.
I think if we weren't so ingrained with all of these laws that favor so much, it might be easier to create some separation. But I think it's very hard today. And then, of course, you have the religious piece. Many religions just absolutely refuse to acknowledge same-sex marriages. I was very surprised when the Catholic Church
exactly. That's exactly what I want to say.
Open the door of maybe some level of acceptance. I hope that they don't endorse the concept of marriage. This happens to be one topic with my limited understanding to where most of Christianity and most of Islam happen to agree that same-sex marriage is not to be endorsed.
What really confuses me is one core point. The core point being that in a country like this, under this flag of democracy, we can almost do anything as long as you can put it in law terms. Speaking of law terms, we can do anything. We can even create bathroom laws, right? Yeah, girls can visit the boys' bathroom, vice versa, provided you think you belong to the opposite sex, right? Okay, now, for a country, for a system that allows this kind of possibilities, why wouldn't we have done something else? Like, say, we allow the right, the visitation right, the unplugging right, heritage right, benefit right, right? Including those kind of social security benefit or kind of retirement pension plan benefits, so on and so forth, allow them all the same right. now that the whole fight is under the statue of having the same right, right? The slogan is to ask for the right. Why can't we make it a law term, to define it, to make it exactly the same access of right without having to touch marriage? That is my whole point. All right, whole question. And my question to it is that why would such a society have brought up to such an elevation that we have to invade the concept of marriage? That is my concern. That's my big problem. That is my heartbreaking part. Any comment on that?
One, I happen to agree with you. Agree that I wished we had taken a path as a society
Yes.
to create unions separate from marriage. Again, the cry from the gay community, what pulls at people's heartstrings that are now supporting them is to say, why can't I make a commitment to somebody of the same sex?
Yeah, go ahead.
The same as you.
Yeah.
And be recognized in the same way.
All right.
It's all about recognition. That's what their entire movement for the past 30 years is about.
All right.
It's about acceptance. They are demanding to be accepted in the same way. So they have pushed not for a separate deal.
All right.
They have pushed for acceptance to the ultimate.
I seem to have, I thank you for that kind of shedding light on this issue, right? So, in other words, this whole thing indicates that they did not originally ask for the same access of right. They're asking for the title of marriage.
Yeah, they want acceptance on it, and they want you to feel the love.
They want the marriage to include them.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Very good. So, well, that's one of the problems we're facing. So today's show, we are specifically talking about first, as to start the whole show, talking about disasters that we are facing, is the legalization of the same-sex marriage. So far, so good on the comment of that issue. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll bring probably another problem that we are facing, or are facing us, or whatever, that in these days as a society. So stay with us. We'll be right back.